All right, let's dive right into a fascinating medical detective story. We're looking at a case where a really common symptom in newborns, jaundice, is actually a smokescreen for something incredibly rare and dangerous. We're going to follow the clues, just like the doctors, to see what's hiding in plain sight.
We start with this, and you really have to let that sink in. This isn't just a guideline. It's a huge red flag. It's the first alarm bell that tells doctors, stop. This isn't normal. This one sentence kicks off a high-stakes investigation where literally every single hour matters.
So, our story begins with those first warning signs. These are the crucial little pieces of the puzzle that tell the medical team that what they're seeing isn't just your run-of-the-mill newborn issue. Something much more serious is going on. Okay, let's look at our initial case file. The jaundice within 24 hours. That's our first big alert. But then you add in the lethargy and that very specific high-pitched cry. That's not just a fussy baby. That's a sign of neurological distress. And to top it off, they've already ruled out a blood group mismatch between mom and baby, which is a common cause. So the mystery just got a whole lot deeper. So, where do we go from here? We follow the main clue. We know there's something building up in the baby's blood, and it's reaching toxic levels. We need to figure out exactly what this substance is and why it's become so incredibly dangerous. And here it is. The key to this whole mystery is a substance called bilirubin. Now, bilirubin itself isn't a bad guy. It's a totally normal byproduct our bodies make when they recycle old red blood cells. But in our case, this natural stuff has turned into a potent poison. And the big question is, why? To understand what's going wrong, you have to know that there are two types of bilirubin. Think of the unconjugated kind as raw, toxic industrial waste. It doesn't dissolve in water, so the body has no easy way to flush it out. But once the liver does its job, it becomes conjugated. It's now non-toxic, water-soluble, and basically all packaged up and ready for disposal. Our little patient is drowning in the raw, toxic, unconjugated kind. This is a perfect way to picture it. The liver is like a sophisticated waste disposal plant. Step 1, the raw waste, or unconjugated bilirubin, arrives. Step 2, a special packaging machine, this enzyme called UGT1A1, processes it. Step 3, the safe packaged waste leaves the body. Our entire problem, the whole mystery, is a catastrophic failure at step 2. The packaging machine is broken. So if the machine's broken, we have to ask why. And this is where the investigation pivots. We're not looking for an external cause anymore. We're now zeroing in on a flaw in the body's own blueprint, its genetic code. And there it is. We have our prime suspect, Crigler-Najjar syndrome. It's a rare genetic condition where the instructions to build that UGT1A1 enzyme, our packaging machine, are faulty. The liver simply can't do its job, and the toxic bilirubin just keeps piling up. Now, it gets even more specific. The syndrome has two types, and it all comes down to just how broken that machine is. In type 1, it's a complete shutdown. The enzyme activity is 0, gone. This causes that super severe, immediate jaundice. In type 2, it's more like brownout. The enzyme is there, but it's really slow and inefficient. Given our patient's symptoms, all signs point directly to the most severe form, type 1. And just like any good detective, you have to look at the family history for clues. See, this is an autosomal recessive disorder. That's a fancy way of saying a kid only gets it if they inherit the same faulty gene from both parents. The parents are usually just silent carriers with no symptoms. This is why things like family history, or if the parents are related, become such powerful clues that point investigators straight toward a genetic cause like Crigler-Najjar. But hey, a good detective can't just have a theory. They need to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. To make this diagnosis airtight, you have to systematically rule out all the other possible culprits for jaundice in a newborn. And this chart just lays it all out beautifully. You look at other syndromes like Rotor or Dubin-Johnson, wrong type of bilirubin. Their problem is with the processed, conjugated kind. Biliary atresia, same thing. And what about breast milk jaundice? Well, that's the right type of bilirubin, but the timing is all wrong. It shows up later, and it's way milder. None of the other suspects fit the evidence. So there you have it. All other suspects have been eliminated. The case is officially closed on the diagnosis. It's a deficiency of the bilirubin conjugating enzyme, Crigler-Najjar syndrome. But identifying the villain is only half the battle. A new, much more urgent clock has just started ticking. With the whodunit part solved, the focus shifts completely. It's no longer an investigation. It's an emergency response. It is an all-out race to save the baby from the toxin that's building up with every passing minute. And this is the question that's driving everything now. Why the incredible urgency? What's the absolute worst-case scenario here? Because that toxic bilirubin isn't just making the skin yellow. It's a poison that's headed straight for the brain.
Kernicterus. This is the nightmare scenario. This is what everyone is racing to prevent. The toxic, unconjugated bilirubin is small enough to cross the fragile barrier protecting the newborn's brain, where it causes devastating, irreversible damage. And remember those first symptoms we saw? The lethargy, the high-pitched cry? Those weren't just clues to the diagnosis. They were the very first warning signs of kernicterus setting in.
So what do? How do you fight back? Doctors bring in the heavy artillery. First, intensive phototherapy. It's basically a special blue light that acts like an artificial liver, breaking down the bilirubin right through the skin. And if that's not enough or the levels are critically high, they perform an exchange transfusion, which is exactly what it sounds like. They replace the baby's toxic blood with clean blood. It's a dramatic, life-saving measure in a race against permanent brain damage.
And that kind of leaves us with this final, bigger thought. Solving an incredible one-in-a-million medical mystery like this one does more than just save a single life. Every single case pushes the boundaries of our understanding of genetics, of human biology, and it paves the way for new ideas, new treatments, and future cures. It's truly amazing.